Most people have a general idea what the mission of something is, but they can't always articulate it.
I had to build my own mission for myself. I remember I told my husband, my mission is to be the great team member as I can be with my client.
Every business must have a mission statement. Absolute must. Imagine a bustling medical supply company in the heart of a community hit by an unexpected natural disaster. Amid the chaos, a critical shipment of essential supplies is delayed not due to the storm, but because of internal confusion and misguided priorities within the company. This just isn't a story of a logical mishap. It is a cautionary tale of what happens when a business loses sight of its core mission of compassion and service, leaving those in dire need waiting and wondering. Today at the Offsite Team Podcast, April and I, we're going to dial into what might happen if a local medical supply does not have a clear mission. And next week we'll talk about vision, about what might happen. And it can be disastrous. We've all known that place where you go to get something you desperately need, and the other people on the other side of the desk just don't understand the importance. It all starts with mission. Now there's Helen Keller once said the most pathetic person in the world is someone who has sight but no vision. As we all know, Helen Keller was blind, and she knew what vision was because it was the vision of the direction that you're headed. But to get vision, you first have to have mission. So, hey, I'm here with April. How are you, April?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. We were just talking about our fun weekend that we just had. Granted, you're in the Philippines. I'm here in Yakima, Washington, and we work together as a team. And this is the beauty of having a team work together on two separate continents. But we can do that because we have a clear vision. Now, first, a lot of people know mission. Hey, I have a mission. But what is a mission? A mission is a clear out of bounds marker. It lets you know when you go out of bounds. So whether your sport is basketball or football or you name it, there are always rules in play. Every business must have a mission statement. Absolute must. Next month, no, it's 2 months from now. No, it's in early May. It will be 20 years that I've been in this business now. Our mission statement has helped us so many times stay in bounds and not go out of bounds in terms of what we do in our company. So tell me, April, when I say mission statement, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? First thought, best thought.
It's actually what you are doing for the company. That's the mission.
Yeah.
Into
It's the overarching purpose of what you do. In football, it's always, in the United States, it's a big thing. If NFL, our mission is to win the Super Bowl this year. It kind of gets in division as well, too, but it's what you're committed to as an organization. Now, I find it fascinating that most people have a general idea what the mission of something is, but they can't always articulate it. And so the easiest way to illustrate this is we're in Yakima, Washington, is where our medical supply is located. We have 5 stores, and our mission is to serve the community of Central Washington by offering high quality home medical supplies with a compassionate touch. That's what we're all about. Now let's think about it. I'm going to break down our company's mission statement. And anyone who's listening, I want you to compare our mission statement to your mission statement. So what do? We offer high quality home medical equipment. Now, I have to joke sometimes that, hey, Medicare keeps cutting our reimbursements. How am I supposed to do this for $58 or $60 or $70 walker? We do the best we can. But we also offer the really high-end European walkers as well, too. But whatever business you have, you know what you do. We offer high quality home medical equipment. That's number one. Number two, we offer it with a compassionate touch. And so as long as someone knows that, hey, it's all about compassion. So when you hear, hey, compassionate touch, because you're on the offsite team, you're
Right.
answering phone calls, doing billing. How does that resonate with our offsite team in terms of our company's mission statement?
So the best example would be if you're working on the documentation. I'd use that as an example. In order for you to apply the company's mission statement, you have to check. So we offer a compassionate touch with the community of Central Washington. Now, on the documentation side, how do you apply that mission? So if I am the one working on documentation, what I would do is I will collaborate with the patient with the documents that I need in order for me to get the documents from the doctor's office and for them to get the DMEs that they need. So the
Yeah, to get
medical
the
equipment.
to get the durable medical equipment that they need, and that's exactly,
Correct.
you can do it with compassion. Now, people have said, "What? But they're in the Philippines. How can they do Central Washington?" You're called to serve the community of Central Washington. Now, this is what
Correct.
it looks like for us. We frequently get phone calls. We're only 2.5 hours from Seattle. We'll have people in Seattle call us. Will you deliver? We'll pay you more. This. It is an out of bounds marker. We do not go west of the Cascade Mountains. So if you want to pull up a map, that's just kind of what our mission is. We are not going to go west. We know lots of good medical supplies out there. And what we do is we just pass on their name to one of our friends over in Western Washington that we love referring to. And that's a compassionate way of serving them as well too. But it's an out of bounds marker, because if you go out, you can get spread too thin. And then we don't have the resources to take care of those in Central Washington.
Correct.
So a couple of things. If you don't know your company's mission, start with your company's skills and abilities. Why do you exist? Well, for us, it's really easy. We do wheelchairs, we do respiratory, we do anything home medical equipment. Now, our offsite team is different. What do we offer? We offer high quality employees at a heck of a price, way cheaper than you could get in the United States. We're offering essentially outsourced employees to local DME respiratory companies to help them with their company's mission statement. So when we place our offsite team members in another company, the very first thing I ask is, what is your company's mission and vision? And it's not, I do that so you and your team can make sure whoever you're placed with succeeds in the next company. Now, you worked before, not at Howard's Medical Supply. You worked at another company. Tell me
Correct.
about their lack of mission and vision and how hard it was to work.
It was actually hard because you don't know where the company is going, to be honest. So there's always this question in my mind, like, oh, what if 3 years from now, what's going to happen to me? So I had to build my own mission for myself. I remember I told my husband, my mission is to be the great team member as I can be with my client in order to make sure that whatever happens, I can do things. I have a lot of learnings and experience.
And so here you are making your
Yes.
own mission and vision statement for this other company you're working with. God bless you. That's the right thing to do. But how much easier would it have been, like when you came onto Howard saying, hey, this is the mission of our company. This is the vision. This is where we're going. It's so much easier to succeed as a company. And I'll get into this later on in the podcast. Anyone that hires an offsite team member between now and January or June 30th of this year, we'll sit down for 2 hours and we'll work on your company's mission and vision statement if you do not already have that. But we'll also fine tune it and just say, hey, let's flesh this out. Is this what you truly mean? And how can we help your company succeed? So one of my very favorite movies is called The Lord of the Rings. And it's actually a trilogy. But in this movie, there's a hero by the name of Frodo Baggins. And if you're not familiar with The Lord of the Rings, Frodo is a humble hobbit from the Shire. He's entrusted with an immense responsibility in The Lord of the Rings. His mission is to destroy the One Ring, a powerful artifact capable of controlling Middle-earth to thwart the Dark Lord Sauron's plans for domination. So in other words, it's this little hobbit, and he needs to get rid of this ring so the world doesn't blow up. So his mission is to destroy the ring. Now, the reason why I bring that up, he has a helper, a guide. His name is Sam Gamgee, and it's this little, if Frodo is this little hobbit that can barely do things, Sam's even worse. But Sam is there as the helper. Frodo could not succeed without Sam. And a good business, you have a leader and you have the mission. The mission is to get rid of the ring. In our company, our mission is to offer and sell really high quality home medical supplies. Every organization has a mission. And so when you think of like working with other companies who hire offsite team members, what's our mission to those companies? What comes up, April?
Well, we have skilled team members that can help them with the paperwork so that we can do back office work and they can manage the on-site of the business. So,
And our role is essentially to be the Sam Gamgee
correct.
of whatever businesses we work with. Whoever's listening to this, you are the hero. Whoever's listening, you want your business to win. You are the hero. Our role is not to be the hero. Our role is to be the Sam Gamgee. It is to come alongside. We're going to help, emotional support. We might just say not emotional support, but even when emotional, hey, you can do it. And one of the things I love talking with offsite team members, you guys are so encouraging and compassionate, and it's wonderful. And a guide comes along. We're going to offer physical assistance such as back-end support, billing, answering phone calls, sending emails, you name it. A good guide will offer protection. So let's say you have to take a day off or even a week off. Our team will come alongside and just say, hey, we'll cover that while you take that vacation. We're going to answer those emails. We can't be there in person because you're in the Philippines, but you can do a lot of that back-end work. Persistence, and then in the end we help you, the business leader, complete the quest. It's all about Frodo, but Frodo could not do it without the team around him, and that's essentially what we offer. But we can do that with a mission statement, and that's the importance of a mission statement. So anyway, one of the things everyone's like, oh, a mission statement, whatever. They're vitally important when there are problems. Now, just recently, I thought it was going to come, and we talked about it on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. What if Congress does not approve the 75-25 relief bill? And we were kind of talking about that with reimbursements, and we'd be like, it's crazy if they wouldn't do it. Well, welcome to the U.S. government, and they decided not to pass it. So overnight, all DMEs, in the next, it's going to happen now with Medicare, but it's going forward, we're going to lose somewhere between 20 to 30% of all our reimbursements. This is a problem. And what happens is if your company doesn't have a clear mission and vision, you will fail. It's going to happen. So if you don't have it, get it today or start or work with us and we'll help you. You need a mission, you need a vision, and you also need a team to help because there's been a 20 to 30% drop in reimbursements. Well, I can guarantee you any US-based employee is not going to take a 20 to 30% drop. But here's the cool thing. We can save you way more than 20 to 30% by offering team members at offsite team. And I would even say our teams will do better than many US workers. I guarantee it because I have seen it over and over and over again. So when you have a problem, you need to know what is the mission that your company is going to head in. And it's been key for us to really win year in and year out. So when if you haven't had a mission statement for your organization, understand there is a crafting process involved. And so create it, maybe just sit down, hey, what do you do? And as you do it, just then sit it, put it on your desk and say, is this really what we do? Answer 10 phone calls. Is this what our company does? Is this what we want our company to do? Is that right, April?
Correct. That's right.
So what do you think taking the mission statement down to daily operations? So mission's like way up here in the skies, but you're bringing it down, and you've come to Yakima, you've seen our store. How do you implement a mission on the ground floor, billing, working directly with customers? What does that look like?
So for billing, what we do is just like the mission statement, again, going back, offering compassionate touch, we provide them with other options. So if the insurance plan, we're not able to build the insurance plan, we give them options. We just don't leave them hanging.
No, we don't just don't take care of it. By offering a compassionate touch, you call the customer and say,
Correct.
we are not contracted with Aetna. You just say, hey, we can't do that, but we still take care of them because frequently what we've found, we leave that door open and then they come into our store anyway and they'll buy a $1,500 lift chair, or they'll buy a ramp from us. And then typically what we'll see with a lot of Medicare patients, they switch insurances every year anyway, and then they're going to circle back to us eventually. Our team understands the mission. And likewise, we want to come along your team and say, hey, what is it going to take for us to help your team succeed as you grow? You need a clear mission statement to do that, don't you?
Yes, that is correct. Oh, and another example would be your communications team member.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
before when we were answering, I guess it's around 50%, but right now it's increased. So because of the mission statement that we're following and the extensive training that we do with our team members, we're able to answer phone calls for Howard's Medical, and we are able to deliver the compassionate touch to
Yeah,
our
and you
patients.
and as we audit the calls, we audit the calls based on the company's mission statement.
Correct.
Now, let's talk about if you've ever, anyone who's listening, if you've ever had a company problem, any problem whatsoever, one of the easiest ways, instead of diving directly into the problem, I found, we eventually need to get there, start with the mission. Because a number of times we've had a problem and we've just gone into, were we compassionate towards the customer? A lot of times we weren't. Were we compassionate towards our team members so we could be compassionate to the customer? If we miss that, it really comes back to, hey, can we at least agree here? And vitally, vitally important in crafting how we drive as a business. So don't just stop with the mission. After mission, there's vision. And we'll get into it. Vision is the direction in which you're driving. So you can say, hey, we're going to think of any mission that comes to mind. I'll take our company's mission. We're going to offer high quality home medical equipment with a compassionate touch. That's what we're doing. Now, vision is where you're driving. So we're in Central Washington. Two of the major cities near us, one is Seattle to the west, Spokane is to the east. Vision is the direction in which you're driving. So some people will say, well, that's our mission. And you need to drive to Spokane or you need to drive to Seattle. There's a way to drive and get there. Vision is the direction that we're going to accomplish this. Our communications team has very specific goals. We're going to answer 90% of all phone calls that come in within the first 60 seconds. That's a very clear vision statement. So you and the communications teams knows, hey, we're shooting for this. Our error rate is going to be below this percentage, whether it be 5%, 10%, should never be higher than 10. But you want that error rate as low. What is your DSO? You name the vision, but you have to say what it is, because then you can coach the team on what that looks like, can't you?
Agree. It has to be concise and it should be clear and communicated with the team.
Absolutely. So, in summary, does your company have a mission statement? If the answer is no, get one. We'll help you if you want to hire an offsite team member. But if not, listen to this episode over and over and over again and write your mission statement. And then make sure your mission statement works for your organization. This might be a little sad to say. If there's any team members on your team that do not align with your mission, you need to get rid of them. It's that simple. For example, we are an equal opportunity employer, but we're very clear if you don't align with our company's mission statement, you have no business within our medical supply, because this is just kind of what we do. People come in, they're discharged from a hospital. They need high quality home medical equipment with a compassionate touch. So whether you're a rehab org, you name it, that's what we do. So reach out to us at offsiteteammember.com. Like I said, we will help you write your mission and vision statement if you hire any offsite team member between now and June 30th. And bring us home, April. What is one thing everyone should remember about a good mission statement?
It has to be concise and clear. So it needs to show what the company is doing. I would say that's the most important thing.
Absolutely. Concise and clear. Well, until then, we will see you next week and we'll dial into vision. If you don't have a vision, you don't know where you're going. Okay. Thanks, guys.